and welcome to the newest indoor adventure in Departure, Part 7. Today is April 11th, 2020. No, it's April 12th, 2021, and you are loved. That is a very important message that we like to remind each and every single one of our viewers and listeners at the beginning of each and every single one of these games. If this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/indooradventures to check up on all of the VODs of each of the games that we have played up until this point, or you can go towards Where Anywhere audio casts are made available for free. You can find us there under the same moniker. And speaking of things that are being made available for free, if you go over to our Patreon at patreon.com/indooradventures, you can check up on our after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from the community, but also from each other. So if you have any questions that you would like to ask myself or any of these other fine folk, or possibly take a gander at a lot of the homebrew magic items and weapons that we've showcased throughout this game as well, you can join us again at patreon.com/indooradventures. All of that is awaiting at your fingertips. But say you already support us on Twitch, you already support us on YouTube and Patreon, and you're trying to think to yourself, where can I go to help support this fantastic show even more? Guess what, buddy? I got your back. Quite literally, in fact, because if you go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, we got t-shirts, we got posters, we got mugs, we got crop tops, throw pillows, shower curtains, aprons, clocks, and guess what? We also have Tia masks. That's right, we have face masks with the glorious symbol of our Dragon Queen upon them, done by our very own Cyberwolf 1201, made available in all 5 of her glorious chromatic colors. So if you would like to rep your love for the Dragon Queen, as well as make sure that you and those around you are safe, you can feel free to, again, go to Indoor Adventure, no S at the end, .redbubble.com, pick yourself up a face mask, all of the proceeds of which end up going to help support Doctors Without Borders. So if you would like to help support a good cause or help support the show, you can again go to indooradventure.redbubble.com. But that is it for my opening spiel. So hey RJ, who you playing today?
Hey everybody, I'm RJ, and today I'll be playing Caelum, the Shatterkai Wizard. We both use him.
Hello everybody, I'm LBHackEmUp, and I'm going to be playing Gwen, the Halfling Barbarian Fighter. We both use she, her.
Hoi! I'm Cyber. I use he, him, or any pronouns. I'm going to be playing Arjhan, the Draconian Ranger Cleric. That, again, I still have to read off of the layout because I keep changing it. He uses he, him pronouns.
Hey everybody, I'm Wings, also known as Danae Keener. I use she, her pronouns. I'm playing as Cori under the Elegant Paladin. She uses she, any pronouns.
And I am the Indoor Adventurer, he, him, and tonight I shall be your Dungeon Master. So, last we left off, our group decided that after discovering the powers of the mythal that lied within the upside-down lighthouse of Shroudport, that you were going to split the party, for lack of better terminology, and try and figure out what the situation is with Kyuss, to see what you could possibly do to alleviate this. Arjhan, you decided that with Gwen's help, you were going to go and contact your old Blood Hunter order and hope that they did not try to immediately aggress upon you, and hopefully they would listen to reason, which they ended up doing. While you and Gwen were making your way towards this place, however, Caelum and Cori ended up discovering a series of notes from one Alindra Stonemantle, Archmage of Ardenthal, who had previously been trying to get in contact with the previous Lord Keeper, one Orjet Ravenholt, who we found out later had actually, been an agent of Kyuss, probably the whole time that you've known them. It was at this point that Caelum, you and Cori decided that you were going to just take a quick trip over the pond, and using a teleportation circle that was given to you by Alindra, made your way to her Mage's College through the use of a teleportation spell, where you found that you and Cori were in not only a zone of truth, but an inverse magic circle as well. After a brief conversation with Alindra, and where you elaborated more on the situation at hand, you were then released from said magic circle, and she brought you in to her library. At this point in the chronology of things, Gwen and Arjhan are still in the process of going to the Bloodhunter camp, as we have a sending spell, or a sending that was sent to Caelum at the end of last session, so we will find an appropriate time to bring that message in for the two of them. However, in the meantime, Caelum, you and Cori, again, having been brought in by Elinda Stonemantle, she is very hospitable when it comes to the two of you as guests, seeing as how you have delivered some rather urgent and pressing news to her about the one deceased prior Lord Keeper of Shroudport, but also the fact that he was indeed made of worms. Things have kind of gone up on her scale of issues to address today. And she is actually going to lead you to her personal library, where she is going to begin trying to find at least something that she can throw together to try and figure out what to do about Kyuss. At this point, she is going to be researching just a little bit, but is there anything that you two would like to do, whether to help her research, to look around the Mage's Tower? You see that there's a window that's nearby, and kind of looking out, you can see that this tower is not in the middle of a city necessarily, but it's kind of like on the outskirts of the city. But there is the general hustle and bustle of townsfolk moving underneath. It seems like this is like the standalone tower in a mage's college. You see a lot of robed individuals that are sort of out milling about, doing their minding their own business as well. But it is like the style of the clothes are different. There are a lot of smells that you don't recognize coming through. It is very clear to the two of you that you are not on the same continent that you were before. But it helps that she had let you know that you weren't going to be in Alira after the teleportation spell. So is there anything that the two of you would like to do while she is beginning research, now that you have kind of let her know the situation with Kyuss?
Just turning to Alindra, Caelum will say, Ravenholt was using the gate property at least on it, and corrupting it in a way to bring this preposterously huge worm through. We might want to look into other mythal locations if they are on the continent of Lyra.
And she nods and says that, well, as far as I am aware, there is only one other mythal. It is located in the city of Vascor. I've tried on multiple occasions to see if we can get that locked down or restricted in some sense of the word. However, where is his name? Halvor Eltian is not exactly too keen on locking up his most fortuitous of discoveries.
Oh. We had dinner with him once, didn't we? Maybe I'm thinking of Sir Cellier.
Yes, you would know that you had dinner with a dwarven lord in Sir Cellier. You guys did like a one-stop shop in Vascor. You got there, went to the library, and teleported the fuck out. You never stopped. I don't even think you grabbed lunch while you were there, let alone dinner.
Redacted.
Right. So when we get back, when we reconvene with our party, we could take a look at Vascor and see if there are any influences going on there.
How close are Gwen and Arjhan to Vascor right now?
Far.
Far away? Alright.
Hollow Blocks would be more southwest, and Vascor's to the north.
Okay. Well, then maybe we should plan a trip up there. I know that we could be doing research, communications from afar, but I think as current experience, will display communicating in person seems prescient.
Right. Miss Stonemantle, we might need a contingency of mages to help lock down the Shroudport Mythal, if you're able to provide any.
I can see what I can do. I know that there are quite a few exceptional students here that would jump at the chance to see something like this for themselves. In which case, we can set them up as you said, a contingency. Now, when Kyuss appeared, have you seen anything else related to him? Do you have anything of his that we could use to possibly track him? Even a piece of him?
What about a victim?
I mean,
do you have one on you? It's a little morbid.
Technically, the worms are a part of him, aren't they?
Right. I could take a quick pop back over and grab a bottle.
If you have the resources to do so, I think that they would be incredibly helpful.
Will do. Actually, would you happen to have a spell called Galder's Speedy Courier?
I do not.
This is Mage's College. Surely someone does.
Possibly. Could at least look around. It might take a little bit of time to find a mage who actually has it on hand, but we can always attempt.
Let me see if I can actually... Nope, that's weird. It was a spell in the laboratory of Qualish that I remember seeing. I might have to tick a box to get it onto my character sheet. I'll double check though.
Does it work across planes?
Let me, from my knowledge, it should.
If so, maybe I should recommend Father pick it up.
As soon as the lead chest, the elemental chest disappear, then reappear adjacent to the target creature. If the target creature is on another plane, or if it is... it does not go across planes. Oh. Well, for the time being, we need that item here, so I'll just expend my spell slot, or I'll just expend my own energy.
Well, if you do end up needing rest, you are always more than welcome to stay the night here at the tower.
Will do. Cori, could you assist with the research? I'll only be a few.
I'll do whatever I can.
Okay. Yeah, so Caelum, pop out. Yeah, so it is, you're using the demi-plane and then a planar travel spell?
Yep.
And then for planar travel, roll a d100?
Yep.
Just in case.
Just in case.
34.
All right. Well, that's not the 0 through 5. So I think you're good. Right?
Boy.
Isn't that how that works?
If it's a 5% chance, couldn't you just roll a d20 and do it on a natural
No.
one?
It's less fun that way.
Big numbers.
Big numbers. Yeah, so you are able to do so. Getting back to Shroudport, it's pretty easy to find one of these help tents where they have kind of quarantined a lot of these would-be beverages that had the wormies in them. And then are you going to be doing the same thing, teleporting back over to the Mage's Tower with a plane shift? Are you using a teleportation circle?
I'd have to use the teleportation circle. I would know the appropriate runes since she gave them to me.
Yeah.
So I could just make them up myself.
Yeah. It takes a little bit, but you're able to get over there.
Huh. Huh. That's
You
a lot
find
of big
yourself-
magic.
When you teleport yourself back, you once again find yourself in this inverted magic circle. So you have to call for help, but thankfully there are those on staff who would be able to help you.
How long is he gone for?
I would say he will be gone for, let's say, an hour.
Oh,
All
Cori
things-
wanders.
Gotcha. Are you wandering like down to the city level and then out onto the streets, or are you just sort of like meandering about this mage's tower?
I imagine she wouldn't get off campus. Is it a campus?
It is a campus.
Yeah, she'd wander around campus.
Okay. And you see a lot of bright-eyed youths that are all very excited. Some are practicing their magics out on the quad. They're having like conjured wizard duels. Like there are two illusionists that are summoning bigger and bigger illusions to kind of combat each other.
No, you can't do that. You have to sacrifice 2 illusions.
What is this, Yu-Gi-Oh rules?
That's Yu-Gi-Oh rules.
My illusion's power is 7,000, and that means nothing. So, yes, they are having a Yu-Gi-Oh style battle with their illusions out on the quad. Somebody let a bard in here. It seems like they are currently playing a rendition of A Wondrous Wall.
Oh my god!
To impress some of the other mage youths, and it seems like a few mages are biting onto it, but like a sorcerer walking by is like, well, my charisma could summon magics too. This is bullshit. Like it's just, he's a little tone deaf, so he can't do the same thing.
Amazing.
So they are, but as you're wandering around, you end up getting stopped because you are wearing heavy armor in the middle of a mage's college. And it is, it's like a campus security kind of thing that ends up coming over to you and just, hey, are you lost at all? Do you need help figuring out? Are you here looking for somebody?
No, I'm just looking around, sort of familiarizing myself. I'm not really from this plane.
Okay. Do you have a note or anything? Was it one of the students that brought you here? Do you know their name?
Did I get a note?
You did. I think Alindra was busy looking through tomes. She did not remember to give you a
No. It was Miss Stonemantle. Trust me, if I wasn't supposed to be out and about, I'd still be stuck in her magic circle.
Make a persuasion check.
I'm good at those. That's a 12.
Okay. So you get a 12. And they look towards you, and you see them, like, they have, like, a small clasp on their neck. It seems like the Four keeps doing that for themselves. Like, he just sort of, like, leans in and says something into the clasp. And is just sort of looking at you and just like, all right, well, I can give you a tour of the campus if you're interested in taking a look. It's just... we have a rule about extraplanar entities wandering the campus alone.
Oh, completely understandable. Yes, I'd love a tour.
Yeah. So your campus guide, his name is Todd. Todd will do his best.
I know a Todd. Oh, don't worry about it. He's a goat.
He just nods. The Todd nods. And he will just sort of help you around. There's a food hall if you get hungry. This is where a lot of the classes are held. They have a body farm for like good aligned necrotic magics. Like they don't condone raising the dead. They understand its economical benefit, but they still don't abide by it.
Right.
However, certain other spells are technically considered necromancy. so the students do have to practice on that. It's not super taboo, but like, again, shouldn't raise dead bodies. That's kind of like a social faux pas more so than anything.
But mental note, they have a necromancy department.
They do. They do not have a charm department. They think that is not okay. For the most part, they don't like... If you are going to sell somebody on a magic trick, you shouldn't have to use your magic to convince the person first that it's going to work. Do so by other means. Yeah, they're not like really... This place. Yeah, they don't like charming magic here. They think it's cheap. That's bardish tricks. They are not here for it. And again, that's sort of looking over, and you see the multi-class wizard bard who is playing Wonderwall here. And they are... campus security is trying to, like, shoo them away. Like, not here, man. Like, busk somewhere else. It's fine. So... as you are continuing around getting this tour, all things considered, it's a nice establishment. And at the center of it is this pinnacle mage's tower that you can see just stands stark in contrast against the now darkening summer sky. Or I guess this would be a late fall sky. Everyone says that is, or at least acknowledges that is, it's not necessarily like the teacher's room, but it's like the professors' dormitories. Like, that's where all of the professors live, or that's where their private studies are, that sort of thing. At the top of which being Alindra Stone Mantle. Todd doesn't really seem to, like, bring up a whole lot about Miss Stone Mantle, considering that you said that you knew her when you arrived. He just sort of assumes that means that you are at least on a first name basis with this person. However, after the tour is concluded, he asks, "Are you looking to enroll? We don't really have a combat-oriented mage program here at the school, but we can at least figure out some recommendations, possibly talk to some of the other colleges, see if there's a place for you if you're interested." Again, you look like you're built for a different form of artistry. Maybe not necessarily with arcane inks and powders, but more so, well, you're wearing full plate.
Yeah. She just nods placatingly, and she's like, I probably have a few more places to look at before considering more schooling, but I do appreciate the tour. I was looking to sort of familiarize myself with this place.
And that, like, he kind of, like, gives you a little bit of a side eye. Just
everything I say is going to sound suspicious.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you literally just showed up on campus and you're like, I'm not from around here, but I am. Let me see what you have. And then I think at that point, like, you're standing in the quad, Caelum, and then that is when you arrive back in this inverted mage circle, and Cori, all the way at the base of this tower, but from the top, you can just hear Caelum just, Cori!
Cori! Miss Stonemantle?
Oh.
I'm stuck.
Sorry, I have to go collect my elf. I'll be back. Or I won't. Bye, thank you.
Todd just, again, like, looks at you very curiously. But yeah, Cori, you are able to go back inside of the Mage's Tower, make your way up, get Caelum out, and then make your way back to the library. And in Alindra's personal library, she now has several books that have been brought out, as well as you enter in, she turns around with this large scroll and actually sets it down onto the table, unfurls it, sets books on either side to prevent it from then wrapping back in on itself. And you can see that this is a map of Alira, of the other side of the pond. And she is very thankful about the fact that she's held on to this old thing after so many years. It's always helpful to have maps of places that you may need to go or may know people from eventually. And she says, all right, well, did you manage to, you said that you were going back to get one of the, oh, that's something. People drinking this.
Yep. They're turning into
Spawn.
Well, spawn. Kyuss spawn.
That is the worm that walks' MO.
We have a stock of this, and we don't know what to do to get rid of them.
Well, first things first, you're going to need to track down where they are, if at all possible.
Probably the burnt forest by the hollowed locks.
If you spend all of your time trying to figure out where they are, I think you're going to run into more problems. However, there are other methods that we can pursue. And upon the map, she takes out a locket, what looks like an old rusted nail, and then a hammer, and she sets them onto the table as well. And she says, would you mind?
Oh, please.
And she takes the drink, takes this bottled beverage and sets it down on the table as well, and rolls up her sleeves a little bit. And she says, when attempting to track a creature such as this, normally we would want to try and find the central body to figure out if there are any leavings or anything else that might end up, well, being connected to it in some way, if there was a central consciousness. From what I know of Kyuss, from what I've read, every worm, every piece, every spawn is one and the same. They are all Kyuss. They are all connected. Which means that we can't try and locate them physically. But what if we were able to locate them psychically?
I wouldn't recommend that, though. They're a hive mind. Wouldn't they be able to overpower the psychic link?
That is why we aren't linking ourselves, Caelum.
You're going to link another worm in.
She takes the locket and she opens it up. And then she grabs hold of the bottle and uncorks it. And you see her cast a mage hand spell that reaches in, grabs the wormy, pulls it up, and it just sort of seems to kind of move in suspended animation in front of you. And she brings it over to the locket, and then as it rests inside, she closes it. And then holds the locket up by the chain and says, in the Western lands, there are a group of hunters who are able to track things down via their blood. I met a few of them on my travels, and they taught me a few things. Things that, well, my schooling didn't necessarily make me privy to. Now, one of these tricks involves, again, psychic tracking. Sometimes the creatures that you're trying to hunt don't bleed the same as others. What we need to do is that we need to find a point of resonance. That being, and she points to the locket. Now, if we take the principles of blood tracking and combine them with the principles of divination magics, we can actually create a solid foundation, an estimate as to where things will be. It will only work for where they are now. It won't work for where they will be or what they're going to do, but at least will give you an idea of where to go. and she takes the locket and places that rusted nail over the top and winds up with the hammer and slams the hammer down. And the nail pierces through the locket. And then she holds up the locket with the chain. And you can see that there is black blood that seems to be trailing down the length of this nail. And as she holds it up, she begins to move her hand from side to side as the blood droplets begin to fall onto the map. Caelum, make an Arcana check, as you see that she is casting some sort of magic.
22.
A 22, you would recognize this spell as Mind Spike.
Huh. So you're using the Mind Spike spell in conjunction with whatever divination magics you are to project where the locations are on the map. We look for the biggest mass, we could find the source.
And she says, very clever. Mind Spike
Forgive
as a
me.
whole. Yes.
But I don't know much about spells in particular, but spike sounds a bit aggressive.
Hence the hammer, my dear.
I get the idea that he's probably going to know that we're doing this.
Quite possibly. A creature as large as Kyuss, though, any sort of pain that he might feel, well, it could just be a bear having eaten one of his carriers, or one of his hosts having fallen. There are multiple reasons and multiple, well, instances where there may have been damage done unto him.
We can only assume that one is only a tickle in the grand scheme of things.
We can hope.
Furthermore, if you have stopped him at one point, he probably is already aware that you're tracking him or trying to stop him further.
I suppose that's true, but I guess it's just now occurring to me what exactly a mind hive means. Just yet another powerful creature that its consciousness extends everywhere and knows what we're up to.
And Alindra nods and says, except for this one. And as she says that, she continues to move this scrying sensor that she is now using with this locket that has the nail through it. And as the blood drips down onto the map, you can see that as it falls and lands, it rests for a brief minute. And then the blood sort of begins to roll and move across the map itself. And as those small blood droplets move, you can see some of them move to Shroudport, and there is a small cluster there. And you're guessing that that is probably the collection of Kyuss juice that you have stored in a warehouse, where, again, you were able to get this bottle. It just, hopefully that is what is meant by these small bubbles of blood. Others, you see two small speckles go towards the Isle of Harathsk. Then more of this blood begins to maneuver its way north and begins to coagulate and rest on the floating city of Vaskor. And as she is continuously moving this piece, you can also see one of these small droplets of blood make its way into the mainland. And there are a few dots that are left behind on the hollowed locks, but it continues to roll and travel until it is on the western side of the lake, roughly near where you know the Dragon Forge is.
Going to need to sending out to Arjhan and Arask.
And when you say Arask, Alindra smiles and denotes that she is happy to hear that the Bronze Baron has returned.
We haven't spoken to him in a while, but I do hope he's doing well. All right. Think. We could have Arjhan and Gwen meet us at the Dragon Forge. I know the rune sequence for there, so tomorrow morning, or at least whenever it's convenient to them, we could meet.
Cori nods. She's taking notes on where all the droplets have coalesced.
For sure. I think that goes pretty far into your evening as well. And then for your wind down time, I guess, this evening, the Alinder doesn't really have much in terms of non-books that she can really offer you. But she is, towards the end of the night, she actually takes out a bottle of fine brandy, and she is going to set it onto the table, pull out 3 small cups, and then she is going to pour each of you a drink. Whether or not you take it is entirely up to you. And she has taken one for herself as well. And says, when I was younger, a group of adventurers came into a small town that I came from, and they saved me. They escorted me down to Ardenthal, where I was able to enroll in college, and during my summers, I decided that I was going to do the same thing that they did. I was going to adventure. One of those adventurers that I was with had always told me to leave places better than you found it, and I took that to heart. And there are certain things that your group, your journeymen, adventurers, do you have a name?
We are the Four Keeps.
It's a good name. There's something that you 4 Keeps can do, that you're already doing. And for that, you have my thanks. Because if it weren't for adventurers like you, then there wouldn't be people like me where we are. You have my respect and you have my thanks.
Caelum will take his glass and raise his towards Alindra.
Yeah, she'll clink her glass against yours and then takes a sip. And Caelum, you recognize this bottle is mostly, I would say it's less than half full. You have seen a bottle like this before, but the bottle that you have seen like this is in the Zesty Anchor, and it is placed on a high shelf, and it is currently covered in dust.
He's not going to say it. Just take a drink. Well, I don't really sleep much, so if you'll allow me to peruse your library.
You are more than welcome to. Just be respectful if you can, and if you need anything, don't hesitate to ask.
Well, people on campus seem to be a little bit jumpy, so if I go wandering about the streets, is anyone going to stop me?
I should probably give you visitor badges.
Mm-hmm.
Just a second. I can whip those up right quick. If you have the badge, just make sure it's fully visible. No one should stop or bother you. It'll be from me. They'll know that you're on the level. Just don't say anything like, I wouldn't mention the situation with Kyuss. It hasn't reached our shores yet. Hopefully, I'll have to do a little bit more tracking on that, but we're going to want to try and minimize that.
Of course not. We don't want to start a panic.
Yes.
What are the odds that Ravenholt sent out shipments of these bottles to other places?
Quite high, I would suspect.
That really
Very
depends. Do you know if he was close with anyone else under his guise, or was it all...
Not to our knowledge. When we looked over the estate, there weren't any other officials there.
Well, I will let others know, at least the ones that I can, to, if you find a bottle that has a black writhing worm in the bottom of it, not to consume the whole thing.
Don't pour it out in the drain.
Yes.
Hmm.
All of that sounds bad.
Just announce a full recall. I think that would be the wisest.
Bad juice gives you the runs.
Again, I will do my best to send the information as best I can. If you know anyone who works shipment lines, if you can have them try and track down anything relating to Ravenholt's shipments, you might be able to at least find something, where they were going, that sort of thing. If, of course, he did.
Cori clams up a little bit when you mention shipment lines.
Caelum looks to Cori and grimaces under his mask.
We'll see what we can do.
And with that, Alindra will nod and wish you both good night. And she'll show you where your resting quarters are. It's just a very Spartan room. Like, it looks almost like it's set up for, like, a not very fun Airbnb. Like, they did, like, she didn't do any kind of, like, extra effort to make it, like, fun, or that, you know, like, a repeat would come in or leave a review saying, oh, great. Well, like, it's just 2 beds, a nightstand, a table, a chair, 2 chairs probably. But
Cool.
It is definitely a function over form.
These beds are probably not going to see any use.
Nope.
No. You can sit on them if you want. They're comfy.
That's true. But Cori is in a new place, and she's got wanderlust, so she wants to go and see what's going on. What's the word?
Okay.
What's the she
What's
wants to go and
what's
exacerbate
happening?
the world building.
Okay. So Caelum, are you letting Cori meander out onto the city streets by yourself?
Nope.
Okay. Also sounds solid. So yeah, the 2 of you are able to go out. It seems like there is actually a pretty poppin' night market here in Ardenthal. You can find some delicious food. They actually what they have here is curry, but this is more of like a green curry, where on Arask's Isle it was a yellow curry. So again, like, general principle are the same, but they use different foods, different spices, that sort of thing. It seems like another really big thing here in Ardenthal are they're wraps, basically €1. So it's just shaved meat, pickled vegetables, some nice sauces, that sort of thing. The food is very cheap. It's very nice. A lot of people just sort of selling it from small stalls rather than, like, large establishments or businesses.
It's a college campus.
It's a college campus. Your food places are open late, and they're cheap because they're spending their money on booze, or in this case, you know, magic booze. So yes, you are able to explore this town, and it seems a lot more open than a lot of the other towns that you've been to, and you can still smell a little bit of salt air on the breeze, so you're assuming that you're not too far away from an ocean, or at least the coastline. And all things considered, it's a pretty good night of just kind of going out, looking around. Again, you have people that, like, look at you weird and then notice the badge and kind of, like, give you, like, a hand wave, like, oh, sorry, I That is a my bad. They don't mean to interrupt a guest of Miss Stonemantle. So then later that evening, Caelum, you wanted to inspect some books.
He's gonna spend a bunch of level 3 spell slots to contact people.
Okay.
One to Arask, Lord Arask. This is Caelum. It's Caelum. Gosh, now I gotta think. If you receive any shipments from Shroudport, please inspect them for black worms.
Arask will say, essentially say it will be done. Like, you have already given him the lowdown on, like, hey, Kyuss is a thing, Darkstar, all that jazz. So like he's kind of like, okay, yeah, no, that's fine. I'll see that it's done.
If Cori's there and not enjoying the nightlife, I could contact Captain Blessington. They'd have a better understanding of shipment routes through Marysville. But I think I would have to spend more than just one sending to explain to him the situation.
Should we go there in person then? Or perhaps send a written letter? Downside takes longer to get to him. Upside, you can make it as long as you want.
True. I wonder how pissed off Gwen would be if we asked to use her tribesmen and women.
We're not using them, Caelum. We're asking for their help.
Oh, sorry. Right, we could send messengers
She'd
out.
be pissed off if you worded it like that. But if you ask nicely, I'm sure they'd be willing.
Yeah, it'd be a lot quicker to send a contingent of messengers out in all directions than just me sitting here for the next week and a half pinging messages out.
What was the name of Olivia's ship? I think it changed at one point.
It was the Midnight Dancer. It has changed to the Moonrunner.
Okay. All right. I was gonna be right. I should have just done it. It would have been cool. Do we know where the Moonrunner is running nowadays?
Would I have had an itinerary of like what their next job would have been?
You wouldn't have had an itinerary for the next job, but you do know that they were more focusing on shipments between Andapur and Marysville, with Andapur being the northernmost port town.
Well, they were running through Andapur and Marysville, from my knowledge.
Might be worth letting them know as well.
Right. Okay, ping Olivia, I guess.
Cori does know. Does Cori know that you spent time with her?
Nope.
Okay. All right.
Sending to
she does not
Olivia.
Comment further.
Okay. Olivia, it's Caelum. Sorry to bug you so late. Shipment of alcohol from Shroudport. Be on the lookout. Black worms. Changing people. Very bad.
And she also says that she will be on the lookout for this. She, but has no recollection of delivering any black worms anywhere.
Cool. Oh, yeah, one more to her. If you hear anything, please contact me. will compensate accordingly.
Yep. There's acknowledgement.
Cool.
Okay, so going into the next day, you guys are going to Marysville. Was that the goal?
I think right now, well, over breakfast. So what we'd have to do is probably head over to the Dragon Forge, update Arjhan and Gwen about the situation, wait for them there, flush out Dragon Forge, then pop over to Marysville, because I don't have a circle there, but we definitely do have some. Gideon might be able to get us there.
All right. Marysville is our first priority then.
Dragon Forge is our first priority, then Marysville.
Of course, after Dragon Forge, but there are several parts of this map where Kyuss is reached.
Right.
Is there anything else that seems more important?
Well, currently we don't have the movement to get there, and I'd rather not keep us separated for a prolonged period of time.
Understandable.
It's all time sensitive, but we're better off doing it together than not at all.
All right. Dragon Forge then.
Right.
Okay. So yeah, two of you are able to bamf on over to the Dragon Forge, and Alindra says that she will be getting a group of mages together in the next set of days to then protect the Mythal in Shroudport. When you arrive at the Dragon Forge, more of this small town has been built. It seems like the Abishai that were contracted are doing a heckin' good job at actually building houses. And you can see that people are not like starting to move in necessarily, but it definitely seems like there is more of a presence here of other individuals that weren't here the last time that you guys had actually checked in. I'm guessing that you're just going to be spending some time today kind of like checking out everyone that you can in the town, seeing if there are any blackworms, if Kendek has like received any of these shipments, if Ren has received any of these shipments. Nobody in town that you check out, and nobody of note has actually seen anything relating to this. The one thing that you do hear from Kendek is that he mentions that game has been getting a little bit more scarce in the woods outside of the Dragon Forge lately. And he's not exactly sure why. Strum is now like, they have to feed the guard drake with lots of food, and he is becoming a little bit more agitated in that there aren't easy kills for him to get, and as such a few horses have gone missing because of Strum. So you know, Kendek is a little bit worried on that, but ultimately he doesn't see it as too big of an issue.
The animals might know something we don't. All right.
And then, yeah, going through to the next, go through to the next day, and yes.
If anything, Caelum will ask Kendek to help him work with the weapon that he had in mind.
Oh yeah, no, he's more than down to get things back up and running again on your side project. And so then during the next day, Caelum, you are in the middle of working on Flutter Pinnin with Kendek, and then that is when you receive a message. Caelum, it's Gwen. Met with the hunters. They will do as we ask. Where are you? Please tell me nothing is on fire or exploded.
Boop, boop. Hey, we're at the Dragon Forge. Nothing, well, Metal's on fire.
They're at the Dragon Forge. Metal's on fire.
Nothing's exploded yet.
Nothing's exploded yet, so that's good.
We'll talk when you get here.
Apparently, we're supposed to go there.
I don't like the way that they worded metal on fire.
Well, they're at a forge, right? We should still be concerned, right?
Do you feel that power, Kendek? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Weird, but sure. So
It's a
Sure.
it's an Emperor's New Groove reference.
gotcha.
Feel the power.
Sure, yeah, let's go to the Dragon Forge.
Yeah, how you feeling about that, bud?
That they're at the Dragon Forge?
Going there.
I mean, that's my house.
I know, but like, we have stuff to do. You know. I don't know why they're there.
I'm sure we'll find out. It'll still be a few days before we get there.
Ah, shit. Yeah, we have to we have to ride there, don't we?
Yep.
Fine.
While waiting for them to get here, it's gonna take a few days. Can Cori contact the Hololocks and see if she can have somebody who can talk to animals come up here and help investigate the scarcity of game around the old Dragon Forge?
Yeah, I'd say that you'd be able to do that without any real issue.
She'd do it herself, but she lost that ability.
Gotcha. Yeah, you could probably have Caelum send a sending for you and then get that taken care of right quick. And they say that they will be sending somebody within the next set of days. So hopefully not too much longer on that one. Arjhan and Gwen, the two of you know that once you get outside of the hunter's camp, you're basically able to quick travel through the woods, and you could get to the hollow locks. You still have your silver door handle. You still have the key that would allow you to just get inside Gideon right quick. All things considered, it would take you about, I want to say, like 8 hours in total to make it to the hollow locks, and then you could transport from there if you were so interested.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so arriving in the hollow locks, you can see that Peach, Plum, and Goober are all there, and they have been doing their heckin' best to make all of the to kind of like keep up the like small fields that they had going that you had initially seen them working on. And when they see the two of you arrive, there is a communal, "Oh, hey there, hi there, how's it going? It's been a while since I've seen you guys. How's it going? Hey, did you end up telling Plum hey for us?"
We absolutely
Yes.
did.
"Oh, how's he doing?"
He is one with nature.
"Oh, that's great to hear. Absolutely fantastic. So,
He says, "Hey, God damn it!"
what can we help you out with? Last time you were here, you needed a bean leg, and well, that seems like it's just two of you. Do you need bean friends to go with you this time?"
No, we're just passing through. But also, and we'll very quickly explain the situation about the worms and to be on the lookout for worms that kill people and turn them into undead.
Well, that sounds right dangerous. We'll do our best to keep our eyes out for that sort of thing. Normally, when outsiders come, we tend to hide pretty well. Talon's got this whole thing where the terrain around everything just seems to almost look like there's none of us here. But again, we're good at hiding. So we'll make sure that in case anything ends up happening, we got you covered. And
Awesome.
At that point, you hear the boisterous call of Talon the Dullahan as he sees the two of you. Just, my word! It's been quite a while since I've seen the two of you in person yet again.
What the fuck is up, my dude?
That is no way to speak to an archfey, but nothing of the sort has been up. I was just recently contacted by an individual that you are familiar with, the Lower Caelum. She was asking if we could send someone to speak with animals to the Dragon Forge. What is that?
Okay, hold on. First of all, not the Lower Caelum. A lot of things have changed in the Feywild since you've been there. She'll give like a quick Gwen story of what happened while they were in the Feywild and how like we saved it, and like emphasize the fact that we saved it, and now Cori is an actual like high-ranking officer.
Talon just nods and I will have to rethink my opinions about her.
Yeah, she's pretty fucking cool.
Now, as far as Dragonforge, are you too familiar with this place? I said that I would send something that could speak to animals, but I don't know where it is.
It's my house. It's over a certain number of miles that way.
Oh. That should be easy enough. And Talon will... he just sort of puts his hand to the side of his mouth and says, Dusty! Dusty, I have need of you! And you see it is a sprite. It's a small little winged creature that seems to zip out of the tree line and comes over and sort of floats in front of Talon, and says, Dusty, you're going to be helping these two for the next foreseeable while. Try not to get into any trouble. And Dusty, the sprite, just sort of like, while in air, like, straight legs to the sides, arms down, and like gives a little bit of a military salute, and then like yes sir, like is very formal in this. And you see Talon's head sort of like eyes roll. Just, you don't have to do that. You're not in the military. You're just a civilian. And they kind of like put their arms on their shoulders, and you hear what sounds like high chimes. Almost as they like prattle off at Talon. But yes, Dusty the sprite will be joining you for this excursion.
Cool. Will you guys be going back to the Feywild at any point?
Sometime soon, I would guess. Once everything is calmed down over there, I'm sure that we'll find our way back.
I mean, it's been like a lot longer there than it has here.
Your point being?
Oh, I just thought things had calmed down at this point.
At this point, it's a matter of trying to find a way back. We were going to be able to use the Waystone, but that prick Damien destroyed it before it was too late.
Fuck that guy. He's an asshole.
Rightfully so. Is there anything I can do to help the two of you?
Do you have any of that really good tea that you gave Cori the last time we were here?
I don't recall giving anyone tea, but I do have some.
Is it like nice tea, or is it just like nice tea?
It's rather nice tea. I can get you some if you so desire.
Looks at Arjhan, looks back at him. Yeah, okay, that's probably fine.
Yeah. Talon the Dullahan will he'll just have Dusty go get it for you. And so Gwen, you receive one small pouch of Dullahan tea. We'll figure out what that does at a later point.
Thanks.
It's a surprise tool that we'll use later.
All right.
Yeah, we're just gonna travel back to the forge.
Yep. Using
Yep.
And it's actually it's easier in the hollow locks. There are some buildings that already have silver door handles on them, so you don't have to try and like install this new one into it.
Well, our silver handle is back in Shroudport, so
Yes, so it's helpful that there are already silver handles here. So thankfully, you know the ritual in order to access the Manor of Moon's Tier, and walking in to the building, Dusty just begins flying around, and Gideon seems displeased with the presence of this sprite flying around, leaving sprite dust everywhere. But ultimately, you are all the owners and of said house. They are just the AI. They're here to help.
Gideon, please go to the Dragon Forge, and all this will be taken care of quickly.
Sorry.
Yep, and Gideon will do so with a quickness. And as you are able to teleport over, that is when Cori, you and Caelum see that empty, vacant lot that has been reserved for the Manor of Moon's Tier begin to fill as that strong autumnal wind that always seems to accompany the Manor of Moon's Tier blows through the town. And as Arjhan and Gwen exit out onto the streets to meet with you two yet again, and Dusty flies out as well, that is where we are going to go into our break for the evening. We're going to try and be back in 5 to 10 minutes, so don't go no place unless it's to grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend, or possibly go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, pick yourself up something nice, and we'll see you guys shortly. All right, everybody, see you soon. We have returned.
So there I was. It was going to be a nice night. I had my tissues, I had my lotion, and I had
Sir.
turned on my video, and then I accidentally hit cast to family room.
Sir?
It's been a while since we've had story time.
I'm assuming it was you needed the lotion because it was winter and your hands were
Yeah,
dry and you were about to
Yeah.
watch Marley
Yeah.
and Me, so
Uh-huh.
you needed
Yeah,
those
the
tissues on hand. Yeah, and then yes. Excellent. Okay.
Listen, not my proudest wank, but
Gross. We're moving on. So, the four of you have now reconvened at the Dragon Forge. It's a good time had by all. Cybra is there. She is playing with her new BFF, Strum, your big blue guard Drake, who is capable of shooting lightning out of his mouth. So, that's a great time. And Dusty, the sprite, is currently has shot out of the house and is flittering around trying to find another creature that smells like home to it, as it was told to search for this Caelum. And Cori, wherever you were standing at this point, Dusty just shoots up towards you.
All right. Cori was probably like sitting in like a forest clearing, presenting mail today, and meditating and actually shifting much quicker than he was previously able to do between his seasons. So like goes from autumn to spring, and then like a few moments later goes from spring back to autumn again. And then Dusty appears.
And
Oh, hello there.
And Dusty just gives you a little salute and emotes to you. You speak Sylvan?
Of course.
Yeah, Dusty will emote to you in Sylvan that Talon has asked for them to assist the Caelum of the Fallen Leaves in an effort to communicate with animals.
Yes, please. We're having, well, I don't know if it's necessarily a problem. We don't know that yet. But it's an issue. Let's call it an issue. And then later we can upgrade it to a problem if we need to.
Okay. And Dusty will nod. And at the direction that you tell for them to begin heading off in, to begin talking to the animals, they will just fire off in that direction. and you hear the prattling of Sylvan as Dusty rushes off to try and communicate with any and all things that will listen.
Nice.
And again, at this point, you see that the Manor of Moonsteer has come back. You hear Cybra's delightful barking. You know that your friends are nearby.
All right. Cori will go and meet them.
Why are we meeting here? What happened to Shroudpool? Is everything okay there?
Far as I know.
What?
I believe Caelum wanted to redirect our trajectory to Marysville. Is that right? Am I getting that right?
No, he was gonna send messengers out, but Vascor might be on our next list.
Okay. Cori will get out the notes that he took when we did that mind spike situation, and like basically point out all the places that we pinged Kyuss activity.
How much were we actually told about what had happened since we left?
What had happened was...
Because I think we got 25 words at most.
Yeah.
And I don't think a lot of that fit.
No. So yeah, RJ or Caelum and Cori probably want to at least give a little bit of a recap to their friends about the last several days that you have all been away from each other. It's been like 5 days, 6 days, and you guys are just like, all right, we've tracked down the Kyuss locations with blood. We got this.
So then we went across the pond to the other continent for a little while.
There are more continents?
At least 2.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Lovely Euros out there.
Okay. Sure, Sharport can't go to shit in the time that we were away, right?
Why would you say that?
Even I think that's tempting fate.
Arjhan shrugs. Okay. So Vascal, Arask, and here?
That's what it looks like. Fortunately, all the places that we've been and warned about the worms haven't said anything about exports of any sort. So hopefully that was a bit more contained in Shroudport.
Okay, but why here? Like, there was nothing here before we put something here.
Yes, there was.
The tower. Oh, shit. So what are we gonna do? I mean, like, is the ground contaminated? Like, it's still here, right?
Well, the ground is always being contaminated.
So do we burn it?
No.
Oh.
Stephen, can you repeat all of the places where that pinged off?
Yes.
I realized I should be taking notes about halfway through you saying all of the places. And I was not like, I'll ask during break. And then I didn't ask during break.
Totally fair. So there was Shroudport, which you were guessing was the collection of wormies that you had before. There was some that were 2 little blips on the Isle of Arask. There was a much larger coagulation that was up in the city of Vascor. And then there was one slightly larger blip that seemed to be over by the Dragon Forge, and had left 2 small bits over by the Hollow Locks as well.
Okay. So 2 small ones in Arask, 2 small ones in the Hollow Locks, a few in Shroudport, a big one in Vascor, and then a kind of big one in Dragonforge.
Yes.
Okay. In that case, Cori's gonna go and babysit Dusty and make sure that they don't get in trouble. I like looking through Cori looking through his notes. Is got like eyes kind of open a little bit, and it's all like, oh yeah, there are quite a few in Dragonforge, aren't there? He's gonna hand his notes off to Arask and just like
Whomst?
Who?
He's here?
Arask, Arjhan. My God, sorry.
Wow.
There's more than one dragon reference
Hey,
in the scene.
I
We don't look alike,
told
all
you.
right? Come on, jeez.
I told you I had 4 hours of sleep. I'm doing my best.
And that's all we can ask.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm thinking back when the tower's original construction, it acted as a very, very large holy symbol, correct? DM.
Yes.
Sorry.
It was originally called the Tower of the Claw.
Would it be possible for a cleric of some power to do a really, 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 really big destroy undead through it?
I would say yeah. I would say you could use that as a channeling piece.
Well, I can't because I am a level 1 cleric who does not have
Gotcha.
channel divinity. But I'm saying if we could find a cleric,
Yeah.
do we know any clerics? None. Well, we don't know any clerics of Tiamat.
Trying to think.
In this dimension.
Caelum was a cleric. There was Durandal, the partner and assistant to Skavik's Slaughterhouse back in Shroudport.
They're not going to want to touch this.
No, probably not. There are... You encountered at least 1 or 2 clerics while you were in Cert's Hellier. They kind of just like were around town. They weren't necessarily like anyone that you would come to directly. There was the cleric of the Forge that you had actually met that had told you multiple times that diving into lava was a bad idea, and you proceeded to dive into lava anyways, much to his chagrin, but then, you know, it was a good idea in the long run. That guy is a cleric, dwarven fellow, and then
So I don't know if Arjhan is familiar with them, but I do know that there is a cleric of Tiamat that served with Jill in Faerun.
that is true. You might be able to get a hold of them.
I don't know if Arjhan knows of them though.
I don't believe that he does.
I don't think Jill's ever mentioned it.
No. She likes to put a lot of her time in Saltmarsh just on the like, yeah, that happened. It was a crazy time. Let's not talk about Tharisden.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Other than that, the only other person that you really know of who has done a lot of cleric-like abilities would be a certain ship captain. Oliviette, who you at least know did paladin-related things. Not necessarily cleric, but might be able to... Like, she might be able to have something up her sleeve for it.
Something to think about, at least. And I'll explain what I was thinking about to everybody.
Is anyone gonna pick Caelum up?
Where are you?
He's in the forge.
He's busy.
So
We understand.
when the
I
house
had-
had arrived, we had established that you guys were made aware of said house.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
You had
cool,
heard the
cool.
barking of Cybra. The blue guard drake inside the forge like perked up and ran outside. There was a commotion that allowed you to tell that your friends had arrived.
Are Cyber and the Guard Drake friends?
They are.
Yeah.
Cool.
They're BFFs.
Right. Oof, oof. Let me think. Yeah, I guess I could go fetch Olivia. Oh, I'll message Olivia to see what's going on and then go grab her.
I don't mean to be insensitive here, but Cori, have you
Cori
perchance-
ran off to go and hang out with a fairy.
So this is gonna be wild.
Yeah, this will be
Right.
great.
Has Cori talked to Olivia since she's been back? Do we know how they're like
He.
doing? What, Indoor?
Cori is male presenting at this in
Oh, sorry.
this season.
It does. It's. I mean, it does matter for a lot of people, but for Cori, it doesn't necessarily. Use any pronouns. It's fine.
Have they talked at all
Nope.
to each other?
That's
Nope.
a question you're gonna have to ask Corey.
Yeah. If they have, Cori hasn't told you.
Right. Should we talk to Cori about this first?
Yep. Nose goes.
I'll talk to Cori.
Good.
Thank you.
Caelum. Gwen's gonna go find Cori.
Okay. Yeah. Gwen, make a survival check.
Gonna make me roll something? It's been weeks.
I know, it's weird.
Gotta go track an
Oh, I
elf
rolled
through
a
the
nat
forest.
20, baby.
Okay.
Okay
Plus
then.
5.
Thankfully, you have adventured around with Cori for long enough that when she elfs off, you know that she's usually going to find like a nice sunny clearing or like a lulling riverbed, like somewhere that's always weirdly picturesque and just
Yeah.
seems to like find themselves there. And like, you know, there's no real, like, there is a river nearby. It didn't really seem like that'd be something up Cori's alley. So you go and check like 2-3 clearings, and then it's like the second one that you end up seeing. You spot Cori, who is sternly talking to Dusty the Sprite, kind of warning him about the oncoming danger. Like, if you see anything worm related, avoid it all costs.
No touchy, especially do not ingest.
Danger noodle.
Don't put it in your mouth. Just. Well, that's what other people have been doing. That's what the problem is.
And it just sort
Hey,
of like
Cori.
it like puts its hands on its side and it starts singing the "Don't You Put It in Your Mouth" song from the Canadian PSA that Liz has
Yeah.
showed us.
Yes, but in Sylvan.
That's actually the Feywild. It's just Canada. They have all the same
I live
programming.
like an hour from Canada.
Yeah, you live an hour from the Feywild.
Well, I've
It's
been
crazy.
doing this character voice all wrong.
Cori?
Oh, hey, Gwen. How's it going?
Hi. So, boy, I wasn't paying that much attention, but apparently we're going to contact Oliviette and try to get her over here so we can do a few things to like make things better, but I just want to make sure that's cool with you because I don't know how your relationship is standing because we haven't heard anything. Also, you've been gone for a long time in your time, but not a long time in our time. So, how are you feeling about this?
Sounds like a complicated situation. Is it entirely necessary for her to come here?
It sounds like it, but I'm sure you could make the argument to Caelum or Arjhan.
I'm not going to put any of our missions in jeopardy because of my own personal emotional hang-ups.
Did you guys like break up?
Well, she kicked me out and then I went to the Feywild.
So like unofficially, officially broke up?
It feels pretty broken up.
Right. Is it gonna be like bad for you?
We can be professional.
Okay. I mean, if it's not okay for you, like you can tell me.
It's been 3 years for me, Gwen.
Right.
If anything, I'm going to feel bad that she has to interact with me.
Right. And if you don't want to do that, I understand. Like, you know, we've like split up the party before. We can do it again if you just want to go off and do something with me or Arjhan or Caelum. Probably me because I don't know what's going on, but like, you know, if you feel like it's a good idea to go. Did you see someone else in the Feywild?
I hadn't considered that.
Like you were
Just
really
look-
busy.
Yeah, I don't think. No, I don't think so.
All right. Well, if we're sharing things, Philip and I have been very good for the last few months.
Where did we leave him?
He's back at the Goliath camp.
Cori will start just sort of meandering back towards the Dragon Forge as they're talking. Oh, how is domestic life treating you?
Well, I don't know how domestic it is because I'm like the chieftain of the tribe and he's kind of like my... I don't want to call him my wife, but he is like this, you know, like the one attached to the chieftain. He's not like my consort or anything like that, but he's...
So how is he handling being a house husband?
I think he's doing pretty well. He's been really good with all of the newborn babies. You have to see all the newborn babies, Cori. They're so cute. They're like the size of me. I'm an ant. It's great.
How old are they?
Well, they're like a few months old at this point.
Some of them are, yeah.
Yeah.
How
Some of them
quickly do Goliaths grow? Are they walking yet? Are they talking yet?
No, God, no. No. They mature about a little bit faster than humans, but not much.
And I will write that down for the future.
I'm pretty sure Goliath's age,
Yeah,
they're not quite Dragonborn, but they're like a little bit faster than humans.
Yeah.
But
Like I know that orcs are like super fast. They're like
yeah.
at the age of like 13, they're full adults. Or I don't know. This is your world. You Steven makes up how this works.
Tell me.
No, I feel like that's pretty accurate for the Goliaths. Like it is a little bit, it's accelerated, but that's because they can be so big. So it's more of like the growing process starts early because at
Like
the end they have just been growing for the same amount of time.
Yeah.
Like a newborn giraffe is able to walk within hours of birth.
Yes. Exactly such as this. Yeah. So
That's how I feel centaurs work, you know?
they just hit the ground running.
Have you seen the gif of like the baby centaur, like the horse half is like running and the baby half is like...
I have nights in the courtyard about that, man.
Okay, so you're walking back to Dragonforge proper. Yeah, Arjhan, when you get there, Ren is going to approach you with some paperwork, and he lets you know, while you've been gone, I hope it's all right. I have been incentivizing individuals to come and live within the town proper at the offer of some land that we are willing to gift to them after they work it for several years and produce crops, that sort of thing, so that way we can start the establishment of, well, this fine establishment that you seem to have found yourself in. I hope it's all right. I really don't want to push things further than they need to.
Insight.
Yeah, roll an insight check.
15.
15. This guy, Ren, has been around for a while, and it seems like he really just enjoys city planning. Like, his favorite game would be like City Skylines or like SimCity, that sort of thing. Like, he just really enjoys getting a working city up, but his only previous experience, mostly out of a hobby, was the Gilskari Wood Elves, which he was one of the primary benefactors of, and still is. But again, as Levi has commented in the side chat, he's a fucking infrastructure nerd. He just really likes. He's like a member of the city planner kind of thing. So he's, all things considered, he's very upfront, very on the table. But he does recognize that this is not his town, but he still wants for it to do well. So he's offering his services and has offered said services before really running them by you.
Arjhan will just take a long look at him. Do as you will. And then he's going to step away. Because he needs to go to his shrine.
Okay. Yeah, so Arjhan, you leave Ren, go into the tower, make your way up to the topmost floor where the shrine to Tiamat is. Are you lighting some incense, getting ready to make a meditation? What are you up to?
I don't think he's taking the time to really set everything up. I think he's just like going before the like iconography and everything. And it's just like looking around the room. I need your help. There are so few of us left. All here. And I don't know how we're going to keep these things at bay. I need your strength, I need your power. Because I refuse to let us die out for good. What say you?
Make a religion check.
You know, it would be great if I would have rolled my blood die.
You can roll your blood die.
I kid you fucking not. Natty 20.
Yay!
I would like to use my blood die.
Yeah, that seems pretty good. And as you are staring around this room, looking at the iconography, and you say this, you see that on the 5-pointed altar that you have, there is a red flame that erupts from one of the points, and then a green flame, a blue flame, and then saying a black flame is a little redundant because fire can't be black, but it's like there is that
I've
fire.
seen Hocus Pocus. You bet your ass it can.
And it has like this nice purplish outline to it. And then the white flame ignites as well. And you hear the response in chorus of how would you wish for us to assist? Do you require strength and power? This we can give to you an army.
I need your power to annihilate these tendrils of Kyuss. This rot, this undeath. This festering corruption that seeks to strike at us. More than just us. I can deal with the rest. But I want to ensure that we are protected.
And there is a pause. And you hear in this chorus again, it will be done. The fires then begin to burn more brilliantly. And then you see that they peter out. On the outside of the tower, for everyone who can see this place, can see, or at least are in the context and confines of this town, because the tower is invisible to all those who do not have draconic blood, as is the rules.
Them's the rules.
Them's the rules. So what those with draconic blood can see is that atop of this tower, at the 5 separate points of it, a blue flame, green flame, red flame, black flame, white flame, all ignite atop these spires. What everyone else who cannot see this tower see are those same fires that just seem to apparate in the sky above this town. And they begin to burn brighter and larger, and they begin to twist in the sky above the city. There is some cause for alarm, as people were not ready to see this today. They have to ask themselves, what are you willing to put up with? Not fucking
this.
Yeah.
Gwen just looks to Caelum and Cori if she is close to either of them. It's just like, this is okay, right? Is this okay? Is this not okay? This is okay, right?
Judging by the colors, the 5 of them, the particular ones. Question for Arjhan.
Right. Yes. totally fine. We shouldn't be panicking.
And
No, never panic.
almost as if they have emerged directly from the shadows, Ren is standing next to you all as you're looking up towards this. And he says, "Oh, this is beautiful.
Fucking
This
Ren.
is delightfully fine, if I say so myself."
Fucking Tempest be what? What? Can you not do that?
I'm
It's been you
sorry.
since I died.
Oh, it's you.
Hello.
It's good seeing you again. Everything on the up and up?
Oh, for the most part, holding
Use that
together
trick?
as best as I can.
Have you used that trick that I taught you yet?
What trick?
The trick being the name of the Raven Queen.
Oh! I think genuinely asks what trick.
And he looks at you and just says, "Fair enough." But as he's saying this, the flames, as they continue to grow out, then coalesce together and then erupt in a shower that goes like a dome over the town, originating on the Dragon Forge itself. As Arjhan, your natural 20 on your reaching out for assistance from Tiamat has allowed the area of the Dragon Forge to become consecrated ground.
Ugh.
However, Arjhan, you in this room have just seen all the fires go out and have not seen any of the shit that has just happened. But after these fires dissipate, one of them, the black flame, will appear again and says, "We have helped you here. We are not sure how to help you in other locations that do not hold us in reverence.
I'll handle it. Thank you, my queen."
And then the fire sputters out.
I don't feel great.
I'm gonna go see everybody else.
Does anyone? We're good, right? Like I'm trying really hard not to like panic here.
Oh,
It's good.
there's nothing to panic about. That was
No?
a blessing if I have ever seen one before.
Yeah. And how did you get here, by the way?
I've been living in this town for, well, since it started. I came when it was just a tower, and all of these buildings that you see here, that was, well, my help directing the Abishai. Have you
Ren's
not
been
met-
pretty instrumental in some of the stuff here.
Thank you, Caelum.
I'm sorry. Are you the bread person?
No.
No,
Oh,
This is
sorry.
the green dragon.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Okay, God, there needs to be like a little light that like comes on your screen that says
In character.
Right. Okay. Yeah, of course. Yes, yeah. It's a blessing from the Raven Queen, not the Raven
No.
Queen, Tiamat, which we are good with, right?
Oh, yes.
Good.
And as Ren says
You
this,
say it like that.
and as Ren says this, and Cori, you respond, "Why do you have to say it like that?" That's when Arjhan is going to be coming out to meet with you all.
Also, just while I'm on my way, I would like to primeval aware. Are there things within a mile of me? Clearly dragons, but
There are
and
I
fae.
sent out a pixie to find out.
Fae, undead, which you recognize as Caelum, dragon, which you obvious, and then what else is on primeval awareness?
Aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead.
Yeah, you get an aberration as well.
But, excuse me?
It's within a mile. It's not with. You're not sensing it within.
I
The town
don't
proper?
get the actual location or number.
No.
You do get
Prime
an
Evil
apparition, but that's about it.
You might get the number. I think the
No.
mechanics of it says the number.
This feature
but...
doesn't reveal the creature's location or number.
Okay, never mind.
But excuse me. Hi.
That
Hey.
was absolutely fantastic what you just did there. It was beautiful to see. Everyone saw it. Everyone here, even these friends.
Yeah, it was great. The fuck just happened?
I'm sorry, has anybody been clued in on what exactly we were doing in Shrubhole?
No! I have no idea what you've been up to. I'm getting closer to the queens.
I clued in Arask, Olivia, McCoff.
Why would you tell Rask?
Because a shipment was heading up his way.
Good.
Not
No.
good.
Not good.
Why
I
is it
have
not
investments there.
good? Oh.
Also, if any of these worms take over the island, we're gonna have to fight a fuck off dragon worm. I'd rather
It's-
not.
Gonna be fine.
Hmm.
We can kill anything, right? Have you seen us? We haven't failed yet.
We can. Let's hope we don't have to kill everything.
Okay, well, speak for yourself, but I understand what you mean.
Including each other.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that, okay? Can we agree that we're not gonna do that? Okay? Like, looks to the elves.
We
I disagree. If I
almost
get infected,
certainly will if we have to.
If I get infected,
worms, you absolutely should kill me.
yeah, I would recommend destroying the phylactery and then my body if I get infected.
If I get infected, there's no one to heal me, so you should definitely kill me. If anybody else gets infected, let me see them first.
Okay, if I get infected, just, like, put me in a state of, like, suspension for a while and to figure out how to deal with it. Like, Jesus Christ. Tempest. Sorry.
But that was the way to deal with it.
Yeah, well, now, but, like, there could be a thing later that we figure out that we could... There's, like, wish spells. Jeez, Louise.
Anyway. I think we'll be protected for now. The Queen shared our power.
So,
Oh, really? Congratulations.
our next stop should be Vascor. Apparently, that's where another mythal is.
Yes, although I'm a little concerned.
About what?
If there's something alien here.
You know what? Let's deal with immediate threats while we're here.
It's at least within a mile of the tower, so not that far.
What is it?
I don't know. I just got the sense that something was here.
What kind of something?
Something aberrant. Do you remember the Beholder? Something like that. Something
Like-
not of this world.
Something like that, or the tentacly faces dude.
Like Cori?
Did we have a technically faced dude?
Yeah, we fought like a bunch of mind flayers in the Holiday
yeah.
Nexus.
Yeah, something.
Oh, right.
Something like those.
Okay. Is this something that you and I could go scout for?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, ideally we would all go, just in
Oh,
case.
okay.
If it's powerful enough to get here from planes that we don't know about, then
Dusty's already out there. They might have found something.
did Dusty figure out what was going on with the animals?
Not yet.
Okay. Well, I guess I
Cyber's
mean,
pregnant.
Yeah.
I
It's
was
not
the one
what
who
we're
told
talking
you
about?
that.
No, I know. They just said there's something else. Is there something else?
sorry, I don't even know if Arjhan's been clued in on the fact that there is something going on with the animals.
Oh yeah.
We share everything in this party,
Everything.
especially when we split the party.
Cori takes a moment to fill everybody in on everything that they've missed since they've been gone.
Since you've been gone, now we'll get DNCA.
No, we sound too
Um,
good singing that song. They'll detect us for sure.
Caelum's going
Totally.
to take a minute and cast Flock of Familiars. So he's gonna recall Tikan. Oh God!
Who
Summon
disappears
Ken.
from Shroudport.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're gonna get the contingents there anyway, so it'll be fine.
While you're doing that, Cori will also. Cori has the ability to summon I believe a will-o'-the-wisp in the form of a fox
Yes.
spirit. Cori's gonna do that as well.
Okay.
So he's gonna summon Tikan, Kelyek, and another marionette.
Okay.
Now hold on, Kelyek is a name I haven't heard before. I don't think.
No, he's there.
Yeah.
It was Tikan, Seb, Alan, and Kelyek, who are the original 3 marionettes.
And then there were the Chuckle Brothers.
Uh-huh.
The ones that were always, like, fighting each other.
Fucking adorable.
They weren't named, I don't think.
No, I don't think we had given them names. We just called them the Chuckle Bros. Because they only came out during Flock of Familiars.
I miss Moonin.
Yeah. There's gonna be one with a cat mask.
Is that Moonin?
Sure.
I need them to scout anyway. Actually, no, yeah, I'll summon the 2 marionettes and a Tressrum.
Okay.
Not Tressrum. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah, test room.
Tressrum. I'll send them scouting to the north-south, and, well, we'll talk, but I can send them in 3 directions, and they can contact me within a mile.
Okay. Yeah. So...
Cori will likewise send out her spirit.
Okay, so I'm guessing you're sending the spirit in the one direction that Caelum's familiars are not going.
Yep.
Okay.
I guess, Gwen, do you want to go scout like normal mundane people?
Ellie.
I'm sorry. I was listening to the By Wife Energy song. Posted in Nights in the Courtyard by Archangelic. Yes.
Do you want to go scout for the alien, like
I sure do.
like mundane people who don't have cool
Absolutely.
spells?
Yes, please.
We'll
Okay.
do that.
Yes. Arjhan's flying. Gwen's in their hands, just like eyes out.
Peering down.
With little goggles on to brace for the wind.
Oh. Well. Okay, never mind. I have locate creature, but I have to know what kind of creature I'm looking for. So like I can't say celestial, but I could say unicorn.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I would say Gwen and Arjhan make perception checks as you fly around looking for something weird, something that doesn't really line up with the others. And as you're doing this as well, you will notice that there are storm clouds that seem to be rolling in.
I got a 21.
Like ominous storm clouds. 27.
More like you live in where the Dragon Forge is at a curved spot where there's a mountain. So these storm clouds look like they are just sort of being like naturally brought in. It doesn't look like they are like ominous over the horizon kind of thing. It's just It's getting kind of stormy out. They do look like they're moving a little bit faster than you would recognize with the wind, though.
That's sus, right?
It is a little sus. But what was your perception?
27.
27 and
21.
27 and a 21. So as the two of you are flying around, you can see little glowy fox running off in a direction. There are Caelum's familiars that are going off in other directions as well. And looking around, you start checking the clearings that you can see, but you aren't really able to see much. They just kind of look empty and vacant. But then the two of you, from your vantage point, end up seeing what looks like a giant elk. But the elk's fur is completely black. And the thing that is most astounding and a little bit frightening is that there seems to be a large boar that is resting on its side that has these deep gouge marks into it. But the elk's head is deep into the side of this deceased boar, and it looks like this herbivore creature is enjoying quite a forbidden snack.
Do you?
And
Yeah, we're going down that way.
Okay.
And as you are making your descent towards it, Arjhan, make a stealth check. Because you are flying by night.
26.
26?
Only a 26.
Well, they got a 4, so this
I
giant...
rolled an 11.
Holy shit. This giant estranged elk does not seem to notice you over its sweet meat treat.
Are we gonna? Should we kill? Should we kill it? We can't talk to it, right?
We will give it one chance.
All right. Pop me on a branch above it.
Yeah. I'm gonna glide down. Pop Gwen on a branch above the tree and land like 40 feet in front of it.
Okay. Do you make yourself known to this
Yes.
creature? Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna make myself known.
Okay. And
This looks really bad. And you have one chance to prove that you're not a danger.
And as you say this, the creature will lift its head up towards you, and you can see that it just has dead, vacant eyes. And there seem to be just worms falling out of the mouth of this creature.
Warning.
All right.
I'm gonna attack it.
Let us know when we need to roll.
Yeah, before we roll for initiative, so Cori, Arjhan and Gwen are like, well, we're gonna look for this fucking thing like normal folks, and then they fly off and away. And then you and Caelum are still like in the town proper. Are you like keeping a bead on Arjhan to see where he goes, or are you just like, our scouts will tell us exactly where things are if we need to be there?
Cori kind of stands there for a second, looks at Caelum and says, they'll tell us if they find something, right?
Caelum has crossed his legs and he's currently flipping through all the visions of his familiars.
Cori is not the kind of person to just sit back and like wait for an answer. She'll start wandering off into the forest.
Okay. And Cori, I think it is around that time that Dusty will find you yet again. And very proudly and with a bit of worry, they say that they have found where the animals have been disappearing to. He heard it from a pair of squirrels. They were very nice. You should make sure to leave some more nuts out for them for the winter that they can store. They are going to need it. They believe it will be cold later. Dusty is like giving you the rundown of like this family thing. He has a very distractible mind. Like you're like, Dusty, like get him back on track.
No, like listening with interest, but like gently nudges him back towards.
And then once he finds himself back in the conversation, lets you know that there is a beast within the forest that is causing all of the animals a great deal of fright. It is a creature that looks like a deer, but it is not a deer. It is hunting. It is tactically minded. And it seems that its hunger is increasing.
All right. Cori wanders back to Caelum and relays that information. Just Caelum's flipping through the visions of his familiars, and Cori comes back out of the bushes, rustle, rustle. So it's a deer.
Great.
Evidently, it's been eating all of the other creatures in the forest.
Not great. Well, let's go take care of it.
And as you say that, we're going to transfer back on over to Gwen and Arjhan. I'd like for the two of you to roll initiative fighting this weird worm deer.
Okay. Abaddon's
22.
gonna help me.
Okay, so it's 1 through 2.
Oh, it's a 19. Good job, baby.
And the creature gets less than the both of those. So, Arjhan, thankfully, you have told this creature you get one chance to prove that you're cool. Otherwise, we gotta put you down. And it's one opportunity to, you know, be cool about things. It was not. It does not look like it is a friend or that it has any clear distinction of being a friend. So, you are first up in the initiative order.
As bonus action, I would like to cast Hail of Thorns at 4th level.
Ooh.
For my first attack, I would like to, or for my action, I would like to take my first attack.
Okay.
It is a 30.
That will hit.
Okay. Hold on. So, first off, this is the earth. It's a very nice earth, you might say. Round. 8 points of piercing damage, or fire damage, from the initial shot. Because I rolled a 2. And then from Hail of Thorns. The next time you hit a creature with a ranged weapon attack before the spell ends, this spell creates a rain of thorns that sprout from your ranged weapon. The targeted attack and each creature within 5 feet of it must make a dex save.
Got a 4.
That fails. And so it is going to be taking an additional 20 points of damage. As these just rain this rain of shattered fiery bolts lands on it in a shotgun blast. That was my first attack. Because this is my first round of combat, I still have 2 more. So next one is going to be a 20.
Yeah,
to
that'll
hit.
hit.
All right. I'm going to use Favored Foe on this one. So it is going to be doing 17 points of fire damage.
Okay.
And for my third attack, because I get a third attack on the first round because of Dread Ambusher, Does a 19 hit?
A 19 also hits.
All right. I will also add a d8 for this one because of Dread Ambusher. So it is going to be taking another 17 points of damage.
Okay. Sounds good. And then...
and that was...
Action...
That was action, bonus action, a whole bunch of attacks. For my movement, I would like to go up.
Seems solid.
And not be within range of these wormies. Yeah, that's all.
All right. Sounds good. And then before we go to Gwen... I'm so sorry. I have a very small bladder and coffee makes me have to go to the bathroom.
That's fine.
I shall return.
We'll fill. Arjhan! You did a good hit, my dude!
I'm trying to go back and like see how much damage that actually was. 17, and
34.
okay, so that was plus
17
8.
and 17. Plus that's 42.
Plus 20.
62.
62. Damn. The fastest peer in the West.
When
Holy
I
shit.
said that I have a small bladder...
It's fine. He was like in the door frames, like, and then ran back.
But yeah, so, Gwen, what are you doing for your turn?
Gwen is going to she's going to take a bonus action to rage, and then she is going to attack with her I'm gonna attack with the run attacks recklessly twice because why the hell not? I probably could have gotten all these dice while you were in the bathroom, except for you went so fucking fast. The first attack, oh shit, the first attack is a natural 20. The second attack is, well, not as good, but still a 6 plus 13, 19.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okie dokie. So the first hit is a crit, which is, I have a brutal critical, so I'm going to roll 3d12. 6 plus 9 is 15 plus, I'm raging, so 25 on the first attack.
Okay.
And then the second attack is 20 damage.
Okay.
Barbarians.
Sounds good. So that was 1 attack, 2 attack. Gotcha.
Rage, and that's it.
Okay, gotcha.
I was about to dab, but I can't because my arm hurts.
Oh.
Buddy, I'll do it for you.
Thank you.
Excellent. So then it is this creature's turn, and Gwen, you are right up next to it, and you said that you didn't recklessly attack, did you?
I did
Okay,
recklessly
you did
attack.
Recklessly. Okay.
Come at me, bro.
So it is going to try and bite you with its worm-filled mouth.
Stick me, Chuckles.
Well, I like crit fishing as much as the next guy, so that would be a 29 to hit with its bite.
It sure does hit.
Okay, and then... It is going to deal... 23 points of piercing damage as these worms just seem to sink into you.
Okay.
Alrighty, and then...
Do I need to make any saves or anything?
Yes, you are going to need to make a Constitution save. This is against poison.
Poison. Oh, is it now? All right, let's see. Fucking get out of the thing. Let's go. Oh. How's a 12?
A 12? You're
Yes.
poisoned until the end of your next turn.
Okie dokie.
All right, and then it is going to lean down with its antlers, and then it is going to thrash out at you with those. That is, let's see it. We love to see it. 25 to hit with them antlers.
Sure does.
Okay, and then for a total of 26 points.
Okay.
And then it is going to try and stomp you with its hooves. But that is a 17 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. So, just a sec. You are going to be taking 30 points of bludgeoning damage, and I need you to make a strength saving throw. This will be at disadvantage because you were poisoned.
So normal.
Yes.
Okay. 26.
26, you are not knocked prone because you are way stronger than that.
I'm a strong girl.
Strong. And then that is it for the creature. Next up is Arjhan.
I would like I can't do Hail of Thorns again because that would hurt Gwen.
Would it though? Would it hurt me that much?
What I can do though is at second level cast Healing Word on Gwen and give you back 5 hit points.
I am not that damaged. I haven't even broken 100.
You remember that cleric thing that I used to do? Whenever I cast a spell on somebody, they could make attacks.
Ooh.
You can do that.
Ooh, baby.
You can do that now.
Let's go, champ.
You do have to use your reaction for it, but
that is fine. That is a 24 to hit. Does that hit? Indoor, does that hit?
24? Yeah.
For 15 damage.
Okay.
And then I take 5 healing.
Yeah.
Cool, cool.
And then will a 25 hit
Yes, it will.
for 12 points of damage. Oh, wait. It's still my favorite foe. For 17 points of damage for my first attack. And the second one, 20 to hit.
Yeah.
For 15 points.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Okay. So, next up, Gwen.
Let's go. All right. 2 strikes recklessly again. The first one, wait, hold on. No, I don't have the thing where a 19 is a crit. But it's a 20, it's a 32 for the first attack,
Yeah,
and does it? Yeah.
Just barely.
And a 20 thanks. And a 25 for the second attack.
Okay.
And damage. The first attack is going to do max. That's going to be a 22 damage, and the second one I'm going to reroll for Savage Attacker, which was worse. But I can reroll a 1 or a 2 damage with my two-handed weapon because of other things. So that's a 10. So that's 20 damage. So the first one was 22. The second one was 20. Sorry, I said I know. Okay. I know I said a lot of numbers.
That is totally fair. All right, so then it is the creature's turn, and Gwen, you have just been slashing into it with the runt axe, and with each bit of damage that you are seeing and appear on this creature, it's almost like the outer layer is being removed to reveal an underlayer that is almost entirely worm beneath this creature, and it rears back. And you see its chest well up, and as it exhales forward, it is going to try and cover you with some worms. So, Gwen, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. Thankfully, it is a target that you can see making you do this, so danger sense will fire.
Cool. That's 11.
Okay, So, Gwen, do you remember when you were fighting Ravenholt and he covered you in worms that caused you to be blinded and restrained?
Yeah.
This elk has just done the same thing.
What a dick.
And so
Okay.
you are also going to be taking, just a second. Make sure I'm doing that right. Yep, 27 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
As you are blinded and restrained by masses of swarming worms.
Can I not speak?
You are blinded and restrained. You can yell, for sure. You might risk getting one of those wrigglers in there, but, like, that's it.
Yeah, I think Gwen will, in this moment, motion for Arjhan to, like, call for help. Like, this is a lot.
Is it Arjhan's turn?
Yeah, it is.
Cori, we're some amount of distance that's less than a mile, whatever direction of the town. Deer, worm infested deer. It's bad. We need help.
Understood. We're on our way.
Yeah, and Cori, you receive this message, like, as you, like, after you have finished this conversation with Dusty, you tell Caelum, like, we need to go. And then 18 seconds after you start rushing forward, you receive this message from Arjhan.
I would very much like to cast a spell. I need the deer to succeed on a wisdom saving throw. And also Gwen, because it's a 30-foot cone.
That
Sorry,
is
what?
15.
Make a wisdom save.
Am I making this a disadvantage because I'm restrained, or that doesn't count for...
Not
It does not.
restrained.
Yeah.
Is it a spell cast within 5 feet of me?
I'm not within 5 feet of you.
Okie dokie.
Please don't attack me. A 15 does not succeed.
Okay.
Good. I did not succeed.
This is the fear spell.
Ooh.
While each creature within a 30-foot cone that does not succeed drops whatever it is holding and becomes frightened for the duration, which is up to a minute, as long as I maintain concentration on it. While frightened by the spell, a creature must take the dash action and move away from me by the safest available route on each of its turns, unless there is nowhere to move. Is it immune to being frightened?
It is.
Fuck. Gwen, you are also frightened and must dash away from me.
Don't you get advantage being a stout halfling?
Against being frightened?
You muted yourself.
Halflings have advantage against getting frightened. I think.
You should.
I
they're-
have brave you advantage. Yes, I do.
Because they're little and brave.
I rolled better the first time.
Great.
But you're restrained, so your speed is 0.
Yes.
You just hear this like otherworldly, like draconic bellow, and you're just like, fuck. But yeah, I mean, if that was my action.
Okay.
An attempt was made.
All right. So, Gwen, you are
Did great,
blinded,
buddy.
restrained, covered in worms,
And
boy.
feared.
and you feared.
I'm super spooked here. Restrained means that I can. Oh, I am restrained. Attack rolls against creatures have advantage. I can attack, but they have a disadvantage. Or no? I can still attack, right?
Yes, you will just be at disadvantage.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Cool. If I attack recklessly, it's at normal. So
Yep.
I'm going to do 2 attacks towards this creature. The first one is a natural 20. The second one is 11 plus 13.
Nice.
So the first one, because I have the brutal critical, is going to be 3d12. That is reroll a 2. That was a 6. Make your choice. 12 plus 6 is 18 plus 3 is 21 plus 10 is 31 damage.
Holy shit.
Critical. The second one is just 15.
15 to hit?
15 damage.
Oh, okay.
I got a 24 to hit.
Gotcha.
I have plus 13 to hit now.
Nice. Hell yeah.
That's my turn.
Okay, so then it is, you can repeat your save at the end of your turn to try and get out of the wormies.
All right, and this is a dex save?
This is a dex save, however, you will not have
I
advantage
can't
on it
see.
because you can't see it.
Right. That's a 1, but I'm
Lucky.
because this never comes up. I never roll 1s. 16?
That is still a failure.
Fuck.
So at the start of the elk's turn, you are going to be taking another 20 points of necrotic damage.
Roger Dodger.
Okay, and then they are going to try and stomp and antler and bite out towards you. So let's see what they can do. First attack. That is a 28 to hit. Just want to make sure.
That hits.
Yes. For a total of 24. That is piercing damage once again. I need you to make a Constitution save.
Okay. Damage. Constitution against being poisoned.
Yes.
Okay. That is a 25.
Okay, you're fine on that one. And then they are going to try and strike you with their antlers.
They'll probably
It's
succeed.
a 24 as well.
That also hits.
Okay, and then here we go, and that is going to be for 26. And then they are going to try and stomp on you as well. And that is for a 22 to hit.
That hits. I'm sorry I hit the stop video button
That's
for a
okay.
moment. Things might have
all-
gotten messed up.
No,
We're all in the
everything's
same
okay.
place.
Yeah,
Okay,
you're good.
cool.
And you will take from that one 32 points
Of
of bludgeoning. Is it?
Okay.
Stop.
Thank you for the raid.
Ah, saving throws.
hello.
Ooh.
Great.
Hello. Welcome. I'm in danger.
All right, and that is the blood elk's turn. Next up is Arjhan.
Would I be able to see how Gwen's looking?
She's still up and flailing, covered in a lot of worms. I would say that you would be able to tell how she's looking based off of the vigor of her flailing. So, Gwen, how are you looking?
On a scale of 1 to 150, I'm looking at about 25. She is frantically flailing.
We can
So
kill anything, huh?
So I'm gonna drop down. And pop Gwen with some cure wounds at 4th level.
Hell yeah.
You get 19 back. Do you remember that thing that I get from being a cleric?
Yep.
Do you
Let's go,
want to do
champ.
that thing?
I sure do. I can't do my other thing because it's
You
I
gotta
have
see
to be able
me.
to see. Okay, that's a 29 to hit for 15 damage.
Okay. The creature only had 8 hit points left. So, Gwen, as Arjhan bamps you on your back with this cure wounds, and you're flailing wildly with the runt axe, what does it look like when you land the finishing blow against this weird blood deer?
I think it's a random flail that happens. Like, she is just kind of going up and down with her axe, and she just randomly, like, cuts across one and just decapitates it.
Okay. Yeah, and it's very much like you get that underswing on, so the head just sort of like spins a little bit and then lands. And then as the body falls down and the head now also separate from it, they just begin to, again, rather than like bleeding out, you just see these worms kind of petering out from the side. Yes, Caelum.
Saving throws HQ. Thanks for the raid. Also,
Yes.
there's worms.
Thank
so
you for the raid.
warning.
Hello!
We are
worms!
describing worms from a mechanical standpoint, so we are doing our best to try and not make it gross. But, so, Arjhan, you now see that there are just these worms that seem to be spilling out of this corpse. Do you have anything to say about that?
Yes, if I can, I would like to just over the next however so long, continuously just be sacred flaming to burn them away.
Yeah.
I don't want them here. I do not want them near my house. I do not want them with a mouse.
Excellent. Yeah, I would say that you are just like busy sacred flaming these worms away, and they are doing their best to like try and dig themselves into the ground or go into the body of that boar, that sort of thing. But you are able to just like, nope. And it is around that time that Cori, you and Caelum actually appear on the scene and see what Arjhan is currently in the process of. Is that there's like, it looks like a burst sausage casing, but the insides weren't yummy sausage. It was just worms
Sir.
instead.
Firebolt, firebolt, firebolt.
Gwen is still flailing. Ah! Ah!
Gwen.
Wait! Dang it!
We got the deer.
Good. Okay. You know, if that could not happen to me again, that would be great.
We were only so lucky.
Oh, hey, when the fuck did you show up?
Just
Did
now.
I kill it? I killed it,
Just-
right?
You did kill it.
Right. Idea, if we don't want anything to continuously keep pouring out of this, and Caelum will rip a hole into the world and cast a demiplane. Load the body up in there.
Is that going to be a problem?
No.
Is this your demi-plane?
Yep. I can create a new one every time I make the spell.
What happens to the contents of the demi-plane when you do that?
It will literally just sit there.
Oh, here's another question. Can somebody else get into that plane?
If they know the contents.
Well, Kyuss would know the contents, considering Kyuss is worms.
It's an option.
Can we just like burn it?
Arjhan has not stopped blasting holy fire.
Caelum is also firebolting.
Cori will do a quick change to summer and start doing create bonfire.
Yeah.
Fucking scorch earth this place.
Yeah, you guys are very quickly able to, as a group, get rid of whatever remnant of worm problem there may be.
That is one thing, though. Cori has not been able to do quick changes between seasons before. Aside from, to Raven form, which is different. I guess this isn't that strange. Never mind.
If I primeval awareness, after we have sanitized the area,
after you've cleansed it, you do not sense that aberration presence.
Sweet.
Nice.
Interesting that they read as aberrations. Figured they would ping as undead.
Well, considering the state the deer might have been in, parasitic in nature, symbiotic, it would ping off as aberration at that point.
That is very interesting. Probably requires a bit more experimentation. At what point does it stop being undead and start being an aberration?
That's
when it's
something
more
we can...
worm than deer, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Blast.
Anyway.
Blast.
Where to next?
Vascor.
Vascor.
That's where a missile is, and apparently a mass of black worms.
All right. Well, we can go back to town, rest up for the night.
And as you say this, and you begin to head back in the direction of the Dragon Forge, you see that there is a column of smoke that seems to be coming from the town.
Got a question.
Yes.
Is smoke supposed to be rising from the town like that?
Caelum casts polymorph on himself and turns himself into a giant eagle.
Yeah, we are making our way back to town quickly.
Okay.
I'm taking that as a no.
And as you get nearer to the town, you begin to hear screams. You begin to hear shouting of the individuals who have begun to call the Dragon Forge their home. And amongst these flames, standing in the middle of the town, is Ren. But Ren has an arm around his neck from a figure behind, who you see that even though they have a hood pulled up, there are still sickly acid burns down the left side of their face. And they have a short sword up to Ren's gut. And you hear who you assume is Kodeth saying, "If you don't stop talking and don't tell me where he is, I swear to the gods, I will stab you." And you hear Ren chuckle to himself. He says, "Oh, it has been a long time since anyone stabbed me. Go ahead. I'm sure it'll work out just fine." And that's where we're going to call it for tonight's session.
What are you gonna do, stab me?
So with that, I would like to say thank you to everybody who decided to stop by and join us for this fun session of Dungeons and Dragons. Even though we were all a little bit tired, we still got quite a lot done. So with that, I'd like to say once again, thank you to everybody who decided to stop by. It was really great seeing some raiders. And of course, it's always great seeing some familiar faces. Speaking of familiar faces, hey RJ, where can I find you? What do you do?
Hey everybody, I'm RJ. You can catch me at RJustice282 on Twitter and Twitch, where I tweet about the nerd things of my life and stream with my friends on Thursdays and Fridays. You can catch me here, always on Mondays, as Caelum the Shatterkai Wizard. On not this Thursday, but Saturday over at GGK, where we play Star Power, which is done in a system called Overarms, which is JoJo Bizarre Adventure and Persona inspired. I play as a guardian by the name of Feng, and he's tired. He's so tired. On Sundays, catch me over at the Hype Goblins channel, where I play Roland Grandbrook, a sorcerer cleric half elf who is also very tired. I can't. It's been a week. Also on Wednesday, catch myself and Connor over at Open for Adventure, where we play, oh man, Legacy of Lazu.
Legacy at the Lazuku.
Yes, thank you. I play a barbarian Leonin by the name of 13, and it's been wild. There was a Myodyao. DanaeKeener.com.
Hello, everybody. I'm LBHackEmUp. You can find me at LBHackEmUp on the Twitters and the Twitches. The next time you can see me live is on my channel, LBHackEmUp. Tomorrow, playing Dead by Daylight. I've been getting so good at playing Bing Bong and the New Killer. I'm so excited to play more Dead by Daylight. After that, we are playing our Masks game, which we will have 2 new special friends playing this week. Maybe one of them's here. After that, I won't be live until Thursday. Well, our channel will be live on Thursday. Lauren and the gang will be playing some fun games. And then on Friday, please tune into the LBHackEmUp channel, because we are going to be playing some community games. We're going to be playing some jackpot games with everyone who comes in. We're going to have the whole gang, except for Jordan, in person. We're all going to be at Lauren's house playing some games. We're going to set it up so you guys can hear us and see us all. It's going to be great. After that, I'll be on GGK on Sunday playing Monster of the Week, and then back on my channel for our another episode of Playthings of the Gods, where, boy howdy, they just came across a mud orgy. They're not sure. It's going to be fun. DanaeKeener.com.
Hi!
I'm Cyber. You can find most of my stuff at cyberwolf1201.live. It's got links to a whole bunch of stuff, like a Twitter, where I post very, very disturbing pictures of my face. And not funny captions. It also has links to my Twitch, where I play video games badly, talk about lore. Right now, we finished Hollow Knight. We finished Hollow Knight last week. And so we have moved on to play Pokemon Coliseum. I'm so happy. I'm play some Pokemon. Yeah, if you also like Pokemon content, you should subscribe to Jabroni TV, because we might have some Pokemon content coming real soon, and I'm very excited about it. So yeah, check that out. Also, just check out Jabroni.tv, because it has a lot of wonderful streamers doing a lot of very wonderful things. For RPG stuff, first off, check out my Patreon, patreon.com/cyberwolf1, because I give away a lot of free shit on my Patreon, like character sheets and Magnus Archive conversions and a whole bunch of shit. I just put RPG stuff on my Patreon, and you don't have to pay for anything, because that's what I do. Yeah, do that. But for other RPG stuff, clearly I'm here. You have found us. Congratulations. And like RJ said, I'm going to be on Legacy of the Lazuku on Open for Adventure on Wednesday. I play... what do I play? I play a Halfling Rogue.
Jackal.
I play Jackal. He's a good boy. So yeah, check that out. DanaeKeener.com.
Well, speaking of DanaeKeener.com, hi everybody, I'm Danae Keener. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com. I do nerdy drawings, mostly related to D&D, and a lot of things on this channel. You can also find me at Danae Keener on Twitter. I put my streaming schedule there, which I'm going to need to update, because tomorrow, right, LB? Yeah, it's there's a friend here that's going to be on the old Masks game. I'm going to be playing as a little lady named Chloe, and she likes plants, and plants like her. DanaeKeener.com.
And if you've made it this far, you probably already know who I am. But before I get into that, I would like to say 9NEB, that RPG chick, Sith Iron Fist, and the Winking Wizard. Thank you for the follows. Thank you. But if you've made it this far, you probably already know who I am. If you don't, hey Acorns, what's up? It's me, your buddy, your pal, your friend, the Indoor Adventurer, the showrunner here at twitch.tv/indooradventures. We do shows like this on Monday and Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, as well as on Sundays at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/indooradventures to check up on all of the VODs of each of the games that we have played up until this point, including full playthroughs of Curse of Strahd, Ghost of Saltmarsh, Waterdeep Dragon Heist, Tyrant Security, our Acquisitions Incorporated homebrew version, as well as Tomb of Annihilation, and we have, again, 3 active shows a week. We got a bunch of content that we're always pushing out. So go and check us out there or anywhere audio casts are made available for free. But for now, we are going to be heading into our Patreon-supported after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from the community, but also from each other. So if you have any questions that you would like to ask myself or any of these other fine folk, feel free to join us on our Discord. You can find the link in the description of this video or audio cast down below or in the Twitch chat to the side, and we will do our best to respond to those questions in kind. But with that, I would like to say once again, thank you to everybody who decided to stop on by. Thank you to these players for putting up with my bullshit once again this week. And we'll see all of you guys next time. All right, everybody. Bye-bye!